Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining me today. I have something really fun for us today. Look what I found. I have a really old Singer Fiddle Base machine. This is a treadle machine. I found it on Facebook Marketplace for a really good price. The ad said make me an offer, so I did. They accepted. I went to pick it up and got it home and looked at the website. There's a website out there that you can decode your serial number for your old Singer, and it's a pretty extensive list, very helpful. As soon as I got it home, I looked it up and found out it is from 1886, making this 136 years old. So she's pretty rough. She's obviously very old, but I think she's going to clean up very well. And that is what I'd like to do today. I would like to get this all cleaned up to the point that maybe we can make her sew again. So we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to gather some tools and we'll see what we can get done here. All right, this is going to be a lot of fun. Before we get started, I want to just kind of go around here and see what we've got on our hands. Kind of just see what works and what doesn't on this thing, what's intact, what it's missing. The stitch length does move, but oh boy, that's pretty tough. That does need lubricated. Let's see, we'll start on this side here, see what's going on in here. There is, oh my goodness, there's a bobbin in here still, and there's thread in it as well. Who knows how old that is, but there is some, there's a bobbin and thread. That's a good start. It is really dirty down in here. Our cleaning job is going to be pretty extensive on this, I think. Oops, let's look at our tension assembly here. And it does appear to have all of the parts that it needs. And it does tighten down and it does loosen. So that may be working properly, hopefully. Our presser foot goes up and down. The presser foot tension rod does screw and unscrew. It does need cleaned pretty badly. Let's see here. Looks like our bobbin tension feeder thing is pretty loose. I don't know if that can be tightened. Maybe that's how it's supposed to be. And oh, okay, that seems to work there. The bobbin winder, that's cool, just needs cleaned very badly. And goes up and down. That's a good thing. Let's see if our clutch works. Oh my goodness, the clutch does work. And it spins nicely. It does need lubricated though, for sure. It's not making the best of noises there. So, all right. I think the next thing I want to do is just start tearing this apart. I want to get a screwdriver out and I am just going to take off as many parts as I possibly can here so we can get it all cleaned up, and we'll just go from there. All right, now we get to start taking things apart here, and that's always a good time. So I'm just going to take off a few of the things that I know are easy and that I know need to come off. And keeping all of our parts together so we know exactly how they go back together, kind of important. This machine still had a needle in it, surprisingly. I don't know if it's still a good needle or not, but a needle nonetheless. I think this should come off pretty easily. It's pretty dirty and I do want to clean around it. Pretty much everything on this machine is dirty. The pictures that were on the ad literally had this machine sitting on the ground in dirt and gravel, and that is no place for a treasure like this. So it's got its fair share of dirt and grime here for sure. Let's see, I think I will go here next and take this tension assembly apart because I want to get this plate off here and see what's inside there. I can look in the hole right here and see that there is a lot of something in there that needs to be cleaned. I'm not sure what I'm looking at there, but it's pretty dirty. And this spring here on the tension assembly's got quite a bit of life left in it. It springs back pretty nicely, so that's good. Sometimes those old springs are hard to find, so it looks like that one's gonna be able to be used. All right, boy, those are dirty. Okay. There's a tiny little screw here. There we go. My screwdriver just fell apart. Little tiny screw. Boy, I definitely don't want to lose that. All right, what is going on here with this spring? Boy, that is that's really stuck in there. Okay. I don't know if that spring's going to come out of there or not. We'll find out. I feel like there's another screw or something that I'm missing here to get this plate off of here. What is going on here? Oh, hey, look at that. Ooh. Boy, that's heavy. Neat though. It's got a little bit of decals left on it there. Not much though. But definitely needs some cleaning. We'll keep that screw with that. Boy, ugh, that is dirty. Okay. I think take this bigger screwdriver here. That little plate came right off. Oh boy, look how dirty that is. Ugh. Keep those screws with that. I think this has a tiny little screw right here that needs to be loosened, I'm guessing, so that this will slip off here. Boy, that is an old screw, or a rusty screw, I guess I should say. It's just not going to do it. Boy. There we go. Okay, that just slipped right off with this little thing there. It's going to be a fun time cleaning that up. Oh, look at that. It says patented October 8th, 1878, November 4th, 1879, July 6th, 1880, October 28th, 1880, and March 20th, 1883. Wow, that was a while ago. That is so cool. This is like a time capsule. Absolute time capsule. Okay, I do want to figure out how to get this bobbin out, because this whole area is going to have to be cleaned. Oh, okay. This, ouch. This just flips out like that. Oh, and it stays out. It's like spring loaded. That is how you put your bobbin in there. That's pretty cool. And it goes under, looks like it goes underneath. Wow. That is an old bobbin. I hope you can see that. You can see all the, I don't know, built up oil maybe or something on that. That is so cool. All right, well, flip that back in there. I've got more to take apart up here. We'll go around this way. And you can see the serial numbers on the back here. A lot of the older Singers, they had moved the serial number to the front, but this is so old. This one's on the back. So it looks like this whole thing comes off in one piece here with this little thumb screw. Wow, look at that. Got some buildup of oil in here, but it's really not, you know, too dirty or dusty or anything. Just mostly oil, old oil buildup there. And let's see, I think there's a screw up here that should take this treadle belt guard off. Okay. And that's that. And just like any other Singer, or really any other sewing machine, this little set screw, you can just back that out a little bit. And I think that should just come right off. And tabs are facing out. There's not a lot of bend in those tabs, but you can see some wear marks there where it was brushing up against that. So that's how that goes. And oh boy, this is just going to slip right off of there. Oh, that was easy. Look at that. Cool wheel. I think we'll be able to take some steel wool to this and get that all shined up. Boy, that's got some memories on it. Lots of hands have touched that over the years. Cool. And there's some old oil here that's all kind of hardened. We'll see if we can get that off and get that cleaned up. Well, it's a lot lighter now. I think that wheel was pretty heavy. What else do I have to take off here? I think I might have all of the pieces disassembled that I need to in order to get this clean. I think that is about it. So, you know, with this being so old and these decals being so worn and so fragile, we're going to have to do a very, very gentle cleaning on this. So I will gather a few things and we'll see if we can kind of shine this up and make this look a lot better, and see how pretty we can make her. So I'll meet you back here in just a minute. All right, so we've got this all disassembled, and next step is going to be cleaning. The first thing of cleaning, I think I want to go around and get the bulk of the dirt and dust and whatever it is off. And then second level will be to kind of just take some really soft Kleenex and wipe across this. Again, we have to be super gentle with these decals and make sure that we don't make them any worse than they already are. So after that, we'll go around with some oil and some cotton balls, some nice soft cotton swabs, and see what that does for us. There is a lot of dust and stuff like that kind of down in this bobbin case. And bobbin cases or bobbin areas are always a mess. That's where all the lint goes. That's where everything falls to. So that's pretty normal. Aside from the normal lint and fuzz and stuff that would fall down into here, there's a considerable amount of just dirt in general. I don't know the history of this machine, obviously. I just picked it up. But I feel like it has been terribly neglected for a good portion of its life. But not anymore. She's got a good home now, and she's going to be well taken care of for hopefully another 136 years or more. We'll see. I don't know if you can see the dirt that is coming off down here. just from this little area alone. That is quite a bit. Maybe I should have started up here first and worked my way down. That would have been a better idea, I guess I should say. Just lots of dust in here probably from sitting in storage or wherever this poor machine has lived for years and years. I am making quite a mess here with everything that has fallen off of this little area so far. But that's the fun of this. You gotta make a mess and stuff. It's gotta get worse before it gets better, right? Okay. Good. I think we'll just work our way around here. This isn't terribly dusty in here, so that's good. A fine layer of dust in here. It's not too bad though. I love how simple these old treadle heads are. There's no electrical wiring or no motor, nothing. It's just a very simple machine. I just love it. A very well designed, simple machine. If we can make this work 136 years later, then you know it was designed pretty well from the get-go. Just a little bit of dust around there. Okay, I think we have the bulk of the dust off of the top side. We'll just give this a quick dusting down here. Wow, you can reach all the way up into the machine right through here. That's crazy. It's just all open up into that area. Pretty cool. Okay. That, I believe, is the bulk of the dust and dirt I think that we can get off of here. So I've made quite a mess. I'm going to clean up here a little bit, and then we'll see how we can do getting this part all cleaned up with our Kleenex and our cotton swabs. All right, the first step of cleaning the body, I'm just going to take a moisturized Kleenex, a real soft Kleenex, and just go around all of the black and decal surface and just get off any dirt and dust that is left over, which under this little bobbin tension area, it was pretty dirty. So that was to be expected. I could see that that was still pretty dirty there. And again, just being as gentle as possible over these old decals. Okay, my next step is to very gently clean this whole area, this whole outside, with some sewing machine oil. This is a very slow acting solvent. So we just want to get it on here and let it soak in and just let it do its thing, being ever so gentle with the decals that we do have left. The decals right through here are always the first to wear off because that's where you're passing your work through when you're sewing. So this is normal that these would be the most worn off decals. But as we get around here and even these here and up the side, they're in a lot better shape, and we definitely want to preserve those as best we can. That's the whole goal here, is preserving this amazing and beautiful artifact from the past. You know, going through this process just makes me think about when this machine was brand new and the woman who sewed with this, what she was sewing. She was probably sewing her children's clothes, making curtains and things for her home, mending her husband's pants or shirts. And this machine was probably her pride and joy when it was brand new. And we are going to give it some new life. And make sure that it stays preserved for many more years to come. I think this is pretty special. Okay, she is looking beautiful now, all shined up. We took a lot of the dirt off of it. That oil just brought a lot of that right up. And like I said, the oil is a pretty slow working solvent, so it will continue to kind of dissolve some of that dirt and stuff, and maybe we'll go around one more time later on and wipe it down and just make sure that we've got all of the dirt off of the surface. I'm just gonna let what is on here kind of soak in for a little while we do something else, and we'll give it a final wipe down with the cotton swabs in a little while. So I think probably one of our next steps is to do the same thing. Oops, dropped a screw. Do the same thing to these two parts as well. The decals are pretty worn off of this part here, off of that faceplate, but these look like they're pretty well intact. So we'll start on those next. Okay, next step here is to shine up all of these silver parts with some steel wool. I've got some 4/0 steel wool here, and I do believe this is going to make quite a mess. But again, that's just part of the fun of this whole process, is making a mess, right? So I'm going to try to make as little of a mess as I possibly can. We'll see how well I do there. And I just cut off a little ball of it here, and I've already made a mess here, so this should be fun. Just trying to take some of this tarnish that has developed here over the years, and that looks like it's working out okay, honestly. This is going to take a little bit of time and a little bit of elbow grease. I may at some point in time put some gloves on, we'll see. I'm just gonna work my way around all of these parts and get them all shined up the best I can. Okay, so I just got done with the steel wool portion of it. I went around with all the metal parts and did steel wool, the 4/0 steel wool, made a huge mess, got all that cleaned up. And then after that, I went around and polished all of those parts as well. I used this little Renaissance micro crystalline wax polish. This is wonderful stuff. I just wanted to give it a nice little glow. It went ahead and took a bunch of the dirt, extra dirt off of those parts as well, that the steel wool didn't get off. So that worked pretty well. Now I think the next thing that we need to do is go around and oil all of these mechanics, all of the moving parts. So that'll be our next step. I'm going to start down here on the bobbin area. I know that I need some oil just right along the race as that bobbin rides along that. And it's kind of hard to turn without that wheel on, but I can already tell just by one drop of oil on that's moving a lot smoother along there. So that's happy. And we've got a couple little areas in here that I know will need lubricated. There are oil ports up here, but since I have all of this open, I might as well just hit them from inside here while I can. Oh, also I went around with a second layer of machine oil all over the whole body as well. And as that oil had sat here, it continued to kind of soak in and pull up a lot more dirt off of the whole body. So that is a lot happier as well. I gotta kind of lift this up because it's interfering on the bottom with the table. So I want to make sure that this oil is getting worked around here. And I can already tell things are running a lot smoother. Just with a couple drops of oil on a few places. That's wonderful. Okay. And since I have this all open, I'm going to prop the end of this up here with this little bracket. That way I can move this freely. The table doesn't hinder it from moving. I should probably turn it the right way though. And I can see that this stitch length, the little mechanism that makes your stitches long or short, it was really bound up when we very first started. And I can see what parts those interact with in here now that this whole back is open. So definitely want to get that all nice and lubricated. Let's see, I got the spots where I know that these ports would hit. So I think we're good there. And I know that that guy needs one little drop. It's so much smoother already. This is great. Wow. Get all that worked around. Okay. We'll just probably do this. That's probably easiest. Get my trusty bracket out of the way, and we'll take a look at what's going on the bottom here. So I know pretty much anywhere there's metal against metal is where it is going to need a little drop of oil. Ooh, that's much happier. One little drop there. And I think I need one right here too. Anywhere that there's moving parts, I want to be sure. And you know, I'm sure that each one of these little joints doesn't need a drop of oil every time you oil a machine, but I have a feeling this machine hasn't been oiled in a very long time. So I want to make sure that it is good to go. Boy, this is hardly making any noise now. I think that is going to be so much happier like that. Okay. Good, good. All right. Next, I believe we get to reassemble this thing, and it's just going to go back together the same way it all came apart. So we'll just work our way around here. All right, so I got the machine all put back together, and she's all clean, she's all shiny, and she really did clean up just as well as I thought she would. It's just beautiful. I'm so happy with how this has turned out. This was just a ton of fun. So now is the time that we can test this out and see if she'll sew for us. I'm pretty excited about this. So I don't have a fiddle base treadle cabinet for this to sit into, unfortunately. I would assume they're pretty hard to come by after all these years. I do have my eyes open for one though, so if I come across one for this little darling to fit down into, then I will certainly swoop that up. But we do have a retrofitted cabinet here. Just cut a hole to for this fiddle base to drop down into. Cut a hole in this plywood top. We have an extra motor here that we've mounted, and I've got a foot pedal that is hooked up to it as well. And I don't have any extra belts right now, so we have rubber bands going from the wheel of the machine over to the motor. I hope this works. I do have the machine all threaded up here, and I did put that old bobbin back in the bobbin case there, so I hope that thread is strong enough for at least for our little test here. So we're going to give this a shot and see if we can make this old 1886 sewing machine sew for us. So I've got a piece of black scrap fabric here, and we're going to give this a shot. It's working! It doesn't like to stop. It just wants to keep on going. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. I can't believe it's working so well. I'm just gonna do a couple different stitches here. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. Wow, I cannot believe how well this has stitched. It looks like it had a little bit of a thread issue right here, but look at that. Oh my goodness, this sews just as well as any other vintage machine that I have. This is just amazing. We're gonna try it one more time here. Oh, I'm so excited. Wow, she just wants to keep on going. After 136 years, she doesn't want to stop. Look at that. That's the one I just did. That is just amazing. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I am so happy. Well, if this sews this well, you know, with rubber bands and a motor and a makeshift table, I bet she's going to sew great in a treadle cabinet. That is awesome. I'm super excited. So, all right, I guess that is it for this gal. We will hope to be sewing with her sometime in the future. This has just been an absolute fun time going through this machine, getting her all cleaned up and getting her working again. I have just had a blast, and I'm so glad that I got to bring you guys along with me for this journey. This has been super, super fun. So thank you so much for coming along with me. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.